Hello Sunshines, thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Delilah Shines and I'm so sorry about the lighting in this video. It's absolutely horrible, uh, but I'm doing the best that I can, and I just got so inspired to make this video today. This video is really going to be about, from the female perspective of like loving yourself. Okay, but this obviously can apply to men too, which I think is also very, very important. But since I am a female, specifically, there's a lot, about the divine feminine that I would love to cover in this video, and realizations that I've been having, not only about myself, but like women in culture and all of that recently. So, first off, if you watch my other videos, then you might know that I actually have been, recently went through like a hard breakup, and well, it seemed hard, and then it was, beautiful. I was so happy that it's over. I am so happy that it's over. Um, I moved like really far away, like, without knowing where I was going to go or anything. So I kind of just jumped into like radical action, and just like went with it. And by doing this, it's actually like, showing me a lot about myself. And a lot of emotions are obviously, coming up for me. So one thing that I've been feeling lately is, um, I noticed that my brain would like to tell me that maybe I'm going to be alone forever or something like that. And I've just noticed there's fears that are kind of surfacing that I didn't know that I even had. And the reason why I think it's so important to talk about with you guys is because, you know, if I just keep this in, then you guys will never know that, if you have these fears, you'll never know that there's, like I can relate. And, that's what I'm making this channel for. It's not so much to be like a spiritual teacher or anything like that. It's just so you can see like the raw me, the real me, and, learn. Maybe we can connect, and you can learn more about yourself in the process. So, and to share my truths, that's the biggest thing, using YouTube to express myself. So a lot of these insecurities are coming up, and I one thing that I recommend we all do, that I try to do as much as I can, is that I look myself in the mirror in the eye, and I try not to break that eye contact. Um, and I talk to myself, and for a long time I resisted this, so it was like hard, when other people would recommend that I do that. Okay, because the reason why I started to do it was because I had certain spiritual teachers along my path who, you know opened up this new door of self-love for me. And I always heard about like self-love, of course, like we always hear our whole life, like you need to love yourself and be yourself, express yourself. But what does that truly mean to love yourself? Okay, like in all areas. And so I'm learning this, and I'm in the process of like still learning this. And one of the biggest things that I've learned is that, like, even though I've accepted myself and loved myself in a lot of ways, I've been neglecting myself in a lot of ways. So like by connecting with myself in the mirror, and like even like touching the mirror, putting my hand to my hand, and really allowing myself to like, let go of those chains that were like holding me back from doing this. Because a lot of us, we're taught like if we talk to ourselves, we're crazy. So you still, even if you are awake, and you're like in the beginning process of awakening, especially, you're like still waking up. So like you have the realization, but you have to like actually take action to like make something click, right? So as I'm talking to myself in the mirror more and more and more, and I'm like connecting and like, figuring a lot of stuff out, really having conversations with myself to like figure out like what's going on within me, like what do I need, how do I feel. I'm learning so much. And like I said, I learned, like how I've been neglecting myself, and in a lot of ways I realized that we in society, especially women, we're taught that if we love ourselves, we're conceited, and if we're affectionate to ourselves, then we're conceited. And I do know, like I have experienced for myself, even being, a bit conceited at times. There is a difference though between loving yourself and acknowledging yourself as this like beautiful, brilliant being, and seeing that within others as well, and then just completely like, inflating your ego and thinking that you're like your shit doesn't stink. To put it honestly, there is a difference. And so, there's always like a respectful way to be, okay, a humble way to be. And so that doesn't mean that, like, basically our fears can hold us back from things because we think that we understand it all, and then we realize like there's always more to learn. So that's the one of the processes that I'm going through right now, and connecting with myself, is learning that there's always more love that you can share, not only with other people, excuse me, but with ourselves. So yeah, so by connecting with myself and doing this, I'm realizing that I don't need other people to, uh, tell me I'm beautiful. I'm I don't feel like I need makeup. I don't feel like I, need other people to tell me that I'm cool, or to, you know, really anything. I don't need anybody's feedback at all. I'm just feeling very in love with myself, in the sense of I feel like I have a relationship with myself that I never even knew could exist. Okay, so also very intensely, like when I was like, connecting with myself in the mirror and I was looking into my eyes, for a while I felt resistance, okay? Like I'd break away, I'd break the eye contact. I wouldn't want to look directly into my own eyes. And so I like kind of just forced myself to do that, and I forced myself to like stay in that uncomfortable feeling of like looking myself directly in the eye and not looking away. And when I did this, I realized that that same look that we kind of give other people, like when you first enter a relationship with someone, it's like really intense, right? You could look at them all day, like everything about them, their hair, their skin, their lips, their eyes, everything about them is amazing. But then over time, due to like illusions that we have about this person and ourselves, that dies, okay? And then it's almost like you're not looking at a person, you're kind of like just looking through them. And I noticed we do that to ourselves. So like for one of the first times in forever, I connected with myself. Like I looked in my eyes and I saw something so beautiful and so deep, and it was more than just the appearance of my eyes. It was like me. I was seeing my soul, myself. And I just started laughing. Honestly, I felt like crazy at first. Not really, because I know that I'm not crazy, but it just felt so freeing. It felt so beautiful and just so empowering to be able to look into my own eyes and to feel something like this love and this like compassion. So by having that realization, by like being able to connect with myself like that, I realized like, wow, think of all of the people that we are around, okay? Especially women. Looking at other women, we don't see that. You know, Especially if you are a straight woman, it's like a lot of women I've noticed, especially in my life, um, they have these walls against other women. It's almost like, especially if the woman is beautiful and they can sense that and see that within that woman, it's like that other woman, all of a sudden it's like you're in competition, and so you're not allowed to like, connect or love each other. It turns into this like envy and this like you just look at them like you're not even looking at them, you just look through them, you just see their appearance, and you have these illusions in your head, and then that's what you see. You're not seeing them, you're just seeing what you think of them. And me personally, I've always wanted and longed for a connection with other women, with the fellow women, okay, all women. And that's always been important to me. But like even the women in my family, like I haven't ever really had a connection with them or felt like a strong bond or like love. And I think a lot of us experience that, and then that kind of sets the tone for like how we perceive all women in our relationship with all women. So I'm really here to tell you guys that, ladies, I love you, and you should love you. Okay, you don't have to be this or that or anything. You are perfect the way you are. And I know we hear this. I know it sounds cheesy, but the reason why you hear it is because it's true. And although it may be hard to accept, although we have been hurt and, society can lead us to believe that we need to look a certain way and dress a certain way and talk a certain way, and we need to be, focus all of our energy on being sexy. um it's not true. That's not the only way. You are so much more. Okay, you are a badass, uh superwoman. Okay, you're more than just your body. Okay, your body is going to grow old. Your body, you never know how long you have your body. Your body, anything could happen at any time. Okay, so really cherish yourself while you can. You're so beautiful. And once you can do that, then you'll see that more doors for other relationships with women will open in your life, like I've seen, especially recently in my life, when I've learned to love myself more and to like let go of wanting to be something I'm not. I'm learning. I see the beauty in other women and it inspires me. I feel like I'm making it because I see you guys making it, and it's inspirational. So I think that's like the main message of this is, just sharing that experience that I had, and hope that you guys can see, me exposing myself. I feel pain, I feel sadness, um, anxiety here and there, but I have a whole new perception. I'm not going to let my thoughts own me. Okay. So I just offer you that wisdom, and I hope that you can take that, and so that we can connect more, and really, the divine feminine is needed. I know a lot of us, especially myself, like a lot of women, are made to feel like we don't really have a say. Like we can't really make a difference here, okay? Because the world, a lot of us perceive that the world's run by men, but that's not the case, okay? This is not like a feminist video or anything like that. I don't claim to be a feminist. I'm all for everyone's rights, and equality, and you know love. Okay, that's number one, love. Okay, if it's not love, I'm not about it. So, but I'm also realistic, and I know how I felt, okay? I know what it's like to see the magazines and the TV, and you just see women as being there to look good, and men are the ones that kind of make shit happen. And so I'm learning that because I had this belief for a long time, and because a lot of us do, we tend to, especially when we have like spiritual awakenings and stuff, when we realize that like we need to make changes in our life, and we need to, progress, and change our communities, and a lot of things need to change. A lot of us hesitate, and we just wait. We're waiting for someone else to make the first step. So we're waiting to like find a relationship, or we're waiting to, have the person that we are in a relationship take the first step, and then we'll follow. Okay? But I'm here to tell you that we are leaders. All of us, we're pioneers. We need to be the alchemists. We need to be the women who come together and who support each other and take care of each other's kids, and help each other out, and establish a sisterhood. Okay? And I'm not talking about anything crazy like fuck men or anything like that. No, not at all. Okay? That's like backtracking. But sisterhood, as in, you know, being Native American myself, that's one thing I love to like, learn about, is like the tribes, and like how all of the women were and the men were, and there wasn't competition, there wasn't, jealousy and envy, and solitude. Okay, a lot of us don't even see that our own jealousy and envy and competition create a box in like a prison that we end up living in, because we don't allow connections or help or other people. But as a woman, we need other women. We are one. Okay? We're a family. We're a community. We need to make this happen together, And, the divine feminine is, I'm not saying more important than the divine masculine, like absolutely not, but the divine feminine is just as important. So if we are not coming together, if we are not uplifting each other, if we are counterproductive in our ways, of loving ourselves and other people, if we're not teaching our children, installing the children with, peace and love and respect for yourself first and others. If we're not doing this, because the only way you teach is by example. So we can say whatever we want, but if we're not coming together, you can tell your child every single day, oh, love everyone, don't be racist, don't do this, don't do that. You can say that every day, and they may never see you do any of those things that you're telling them not to do. And you don't even have to do the things, that you're telling them not to do for them to end up doing it, simply because they didn't see you take action towards what you believe. So it's not really about, telling our children anything. It's about allowing them to be them, because they're great and beautiful in nature, and then finding those parts of ourself, okay, connecting to that, the real you in there, and then loving that part of you, and then extending that love out to everyone else, okay? No limits. So, we need this. The world needs this, okay? Because if anybody knows love, it's the love of a woman, okay? Women know. And I'm not saying men don't, but as a woman, women know. Women are the nurturers here. We bring the community together. The world needs us. The world needs you. So the first thing that we need to do is love ourselves. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself you're beautiful. Tell yourself you're cool. Tell yourself you're a badass. Okay? You don't need anyone. Okay? It's not about needing people. Yes, you love people, and you love to be surrounded by people, and you would love to have a relationship if that's what you want, but you don't need anything but yourself. Okay? It's all right here. And you don't need, other people to tell you that you're beautiful. You are beautiful. You are. You need to know that. It's not about outer appearance. Once again, that the inner beauty shines so bright through that you couldn't possibly be perceived as ugly. And the people out there who are attacking you, even if it's on your looks, especially if it's on your looks, they are hurt. Like, they see themselves in that way. They are living in a world that's sad, where you live in a world where you have to look a certain way. Like, the appearance of you is like, it's got to be, that's stressful. You're like always worrying about what you look like. And trust me, I've been there. I grew up in the same world as a woman. Like, men experience their own things, and I have my own opinions on that, and how, especially as women, we can come together for the men, because men need us too. They will completely go off on like the left brain, and like shut off their creative side if they don't have a woman to encourage that within them. If we're teaching men that they need to be masculine and be just the provider and all of that, and not allowing them to also embrace their feminine and their loving, nurturing side, it's no wonder. Okay, of course they're going to grow up to be hard to connect with. So, and then also you're going to keep experiencing whatever you believe to be about the opposite sex as well. So it starts with you. Okay, that's the main point. So I love you all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, I'm sorry for the lighting. I had to make this video. I'm doing the best I can, but I love you all. Peace.